Craig, first of all, I think when you spoke in your post-match presser last week, you spoke that maybe the boys were a little bit fatigued. How have you gone about managing that this week, given there's no pre-finals bye or anything like that? You're just straight into it. So how do you manage that? And have you seen the energy on the track this week?
Yeah, training's been pretty good this week. Lucky enough, we've had a fairly long turnaround. We played last Thursday, so I think that longer break, sometimes that can, is not so great for you, but I think it was good for us. So we give the players a couple of days off over the weekend, and we got back into it early in the week. But they've been really good so far, and obviously we'll see what our preparation's been like tomorrow night. But like I say, the last month, 5 weeks, we've had a lot of away games, and they've been against teams in the top 8. So that has been a tough run. But like I say, that bit of a break from a Thursday into a Saturday game, hopefully it'll do us good.
Do you think you can win it from outside the top 4? It's been a while since you haven't had that opportunity.
Yeah, it has. I think the last 7 or 8 years we've finished in the top 4, which is obviously a huge advantage. But having said that, at some stage, someone's going to win it from that the bottom of the 8. So hopefully it might be a team this year. But like I say, we're just concentrating on this week. We're not worried too much about the weeks ahead. We just need to get through this week, and it's all sudden death now. So we can't be concerned about things that might not concern us. So like I say, we're just concentrating on this week, focused.
Have you spoken to Ricky at all?
I had a bit of a chat to him this morning on the way in, actually. So they've had a good last month, and they've had a really different run to us. They've had some games where they've won really well. So we've sort of at the either end where we've had a tough run in where some people think that's good because it hardens you, match hardness, for the finals. So at the end of the day, we've had different preparations for the game. So we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Is it a wager on it with him?
I'm not a punter.
It's good that you've had those hard matches. What's your opinion on it?
Probably if you ask me on Saturday night, I'll be a better judge then, Mel. But as I said, I think again, we've probably done a lot more travelling than we would have liked. But having said that long break, and certainly the games were tough and tight affairs. So I think that's good for our belief that we can go with the best side. So like I say, I'm not quite sure how you can only sort of prepare on what you think's the best way to do it, and that's what we've done this week. He's done most of it, so unless something happens, he pulls up sore after today, he should be right to play.
Have you been able to nail down why Canberra has done so well against the side here in Melbourne?
No, again, I probably, I obviously remember the game 6 weeks ago, whatever it was, but like I say, I can't remember exactly why. At the end of the day, it might mean something on Saturday night, but might not either. So at the end of the day, we're just concentrating on what we need to do tomorrow night.
I think Brandon said during the week that they've seen a player's style that upsets you and the way you go about things. So have you gone to work on that this week and how you can stop that?
At the end of the day, we're not going to change what we've done, what we think works for us. At the end of the day, we're going to do that again on Saturday night. And like I say, when we get it right, we execute well, and we complete well, and we defend well. We're going to play well, and we think then we can go with most sides. So at the end of the day, we're not going to change too much of what we see as our strengths.
Do you feel like that's easy to recapture your best, and that your best still is good enough to beat anyone in this competition?
Yeah, like I say, at the end of the day, I don't sort of think too much about what's happened in the past. We'll have a look in the past, and I mean the last month or 6 weeks or the last 4 years, whatever you like. But at the end of the day, we need to do this week what we think's going to work for us on Saturday night, and that's what we've done.
Targeting, you really want a fast start to sort of really take the wind.
Yeah, with all due respect, that's a pretty common trait in any game. You always want a good start.
Yeah, but it hasn't been
we had a pretty good start last week. That first 10 or 15 minutes, it was a real arm wrestle. But then, we sort of fell apart for the next 10 minutes, and that really put us on the back foot.
Bit of an end to the era potentially on Saturday night, hopefully not for your sake, with a number of players saying goodbye. Is that sort of weighing on you at all on the lead-in?
No, we sort of covered that off in our last home game, to be quite honest. It is, I suppose it is an occasion for those guys especially. They won't be playing in a purple jumper at our ground again, so and as I said before, they've given the club great service and been really popular guys, and have done a lot for the club too, done a lot for the younger players, so hopefully we can do the right thing by them.
Cam Munster putting off contract talks until after the season. Is it good to have a bit of clear air around the finals so that you don't have to worry?
I think he's put it off, but him putting it off has got it on the news again. So, like I say, I think it's going to be better for him without a doubt to not have to think about that, and then we'll worry about that at the end of our season. So, but like I say, it's, and I think he said a couple of times, there's no great hurry for it. He's going to be with us next year anyway, so we all know that.
Having spent the last couple of finals campaigns out of Melbourne, what does it mean to you to be back here? Do you feel the energy of finals footy amongst the both codes in Melbourne at the moment?
Yeah, well, obviously you feel the AFL a bit more than the NRL in that it's an AFL town, so I'm sure the NRL would like a weekend of games like the AFL had last weekend. There was some unbelievable games there, close games and competitive games. So I think our code would be hoping for that this week. And like I said, the top 8 teams have done a great job to get there, and now we start sorting each other out and cut the numbers down.
Do you have much of a relationship with your fellow tenants, either Simon Goodwin or Craig McRae? Have you spoken to them at all?
No, we haven't really sort of, the Doomers don't come in there once a week, I think, so we don't see a lot of them. And everyone's busy, to be quite honest. Like Craig, is a wonderful guy. He's done our kicking and catching for a lot of years. When he was at Hawthorn and Richmond. So like I say, he's. I haven't seen a lot of him, but you understand that because you're just so busy and worrying about what you're doing, not so much worried about what your neighbours are doing. So both those sides are still in it, and they got a chance again this week, and I'm sure they'll do a great job. Yeah, they would have to have a lot of putty in the wrinkles. Or so Jerome told me, but hope they're celebrating like that tomorrow. So anyway.